golden one. I ate a lot of golden one that was brought in for testing. So it was. I cried. I cried. Said, "Come here, my name is Ololade." Then I give you a 5 minute speech. I was like, oh.
Hi guys, welcome to Igene's Corner, and it is my pleasure to be your host for today. And I am not alone. My name is Faith Adaja, and I'm here with my beautiful co-host. Take it away.
My name is Juru Idowu, and we are here to talk about everything life sciences. And we are here with a guest who is the epitome of a life scientist.
Thank you, Jiro. We have a real life scientist here, guys. I would want her to introduce herself, tell us who you are, let us meet who you are. Take it away.
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Ololade and I'm a molecular biologist. I have an MSc in biochemistry from the University of Lagos, prestigious University of Lagos. I have both of my degrees from Unilag. So nice to be here. I'm glad to be here with everyone.
We want you to share with us why you decided to study a life science course, which is microbiology, where you started from, what even sparked the desire. Was it coincidence, or did you desire something else and then found yourself in microbiology? Just take us on that journey from, starting your degree as an undergrad and then to where you are now.
Okay. All right. So I studied biochemistry. So I studied biochemistry from Unilag. I never really wanted to do biochemistry. So I was interested in medicine. Everybody, I don't think half of the population in Nigeria actually wanted to study medicine and surgery because it just felt like that was the best of what science would offer us actually. But I couldn't get in. I waited 4 years after school before I got into university. So the passion started changing from let me drop it to pharmacy, and then from pharmacy I dropped it to biochemistry. So I even got into I was scared of my grades, so for like a cutoff mark. So I moved from pharmacy to biochemistry, and eventually I got into pharmacy. But I feel that it should have been that I studied biochemistry instead. So the passion started, I guess, from maybe year 3 actually. Yeah, my year 1 and year 2 struggled because I wanted to do medicine, not another course. So I just had to keep driving the passion, looking for what biochemistry is really all about. So I think IT is one part that helped me to really define what biochemistry really is and all the divisions that are in that field of life science. So I think that's why I really appreciate the part where people do year 2 and year 3 IT. It's actually better because year 3 was one kickstart from, so imagine it was in year 2. So I got to work in FIRO, Federal Institute of Industrial Research, where I learned a whole lot of things, quality, testing, all these golden one. I ate a lot of golden one that was brought in for testing. So it was really a beautiful one. I studied my molecular biology part, creating enzymes, manufacturing enzymes from microbes. So I saw the microbiology field. That was really interesting. So I saw different fields of biochemistry in that spot, and I was like, wow, this is actually a good course to further into. And then I had met a mentor that was really like, you're really smart, biochemistry is really good for you, you can continue with it. And I think that was how the drive came about.
Wow, that's very interesting. I think that's something that a large percentage of life science students can connect with is we all desired to study medicine, and many of us tried over and over again writing JAM, and then we get into the university and we're quite unsure. And there is just this like big knowledge gap, right? Where you come into the university, you don't even know what you're doing. Before you know it's time for exams, you have to read and cram and pass. And it's interesting because then again, the IT opportunities is such a way for students to, you know, really get involved in the industry and have industry experience. Ejiro has a question that she would like to share.
Okay. Expanding on the IT experience, when choosing where to go for your IT, was it like a challenge for you? Because a lot of people that want to explore life sciences, like you said, it wasn't your first choice, but you eventually fit into it. So I think a lot of people would be like confused on how to get there. And from what you said, your IT really helped define what you were doing. So can you speak about how you discovered the place where?
Okay, I would say for me, that was actually a beautiful question. I was just thinking, he gave me memories about my IT and how it all started. So, IT for me was, I had different options actually. Because at the time I was going to go for IT, I was interested in food biochemistry and not molecular or anything else. But I had different offers for food, and I just felt that what if I go to something that is not my interest? So what if I intern somewhere else? So there was a lot of struggle from getting my IT, writing letters to various IT centers. I reached out to many people. I think that's one struggle that every student, even recently at work, a student came out like, I've been looking for several places, I've written to this, I've written to that, I just need a place, I don't even care if you give me money. Yes, I was like that. I was very desperate. I think I even started my IT at Firu before I got in. So I was always sneaking in. Before I got in. One day it was just like this, give your last 5 minutes introduction or 5 minutes speech. I just walked into the DG of Firu, so at that time, and I was like, "Ma, please, I can come here. My name is Ololade." I give you a 5 minute speech. And she was like, "Oh, okay, yes, just write them," because students were a lot, so they didn't have that amount of space again, so they were not taking people. But my friend was telling me the beautiful things that were happening at Firu that I could try, and I was like, okay, let me try and all. So I got offered into Nestle, other places. I was like, okay, let me explore another field. So I think it can be different for some people. Some people might feel like, oh, for IT, let me go for what I want. It's beautiful. If you have the opportunity to, it's fine. But some people go into IT too for the money. Or if I work in a place like the Big Four, the top 5, I'll be paid. So it depends on what's like different people's interests. And I won't blame some people that look for money during IT. It's understandable. They may need funds to actually go to ensure they are able to have money to go. Me, I was lucky. I was able to get, transports from my parents. But for some people that might need to actually fend themselves for that time being, money choice in our reality might not be unfair. You might need that. But for me, I'll just say just explore your course during IT. Like explore. Oh, I've seen this, I've seen that. I've not seen this before. That's an opportunity to explore. Rather than, oh, I've done food, I've been here, you still go to the same place. Just choose somewhere else and explore what the course is like. Like I got insight into the industry part, that's manufacturing of enzymes. I got into molecular biology part. I got into quality management. So you can look for places that are doing diversity of things, where you can learn a wide range of things from, so that you now have, so you can now like diversify in year 3 or year 4, where you can now settle and say, okay, I think I want to branch to this field of my course. I want to branch to that. So I think that's what I can say.
Thank you very much. That was such like a wealth of experience. And one thing I really picked from there is you were able to gain different skill sets.
Yeah.
Even though you gained molecular, you gained into quality control, and these are skills I believe now that are really helpful in your career. So myself and you were talking about like projects and how expensive they can be, and this is one factor that discourages students in going for what they actually want to work on, and then they have to settle for projects that cost less. So how are you able to navigate your own project as an undergrad, and what advice or tips you have for undergraduates as well?
Okay, thank you. So personally, I don't think I had much of a struggle financially with my project. I had a struggle with doing something new, but not the financial aspect. So, but I had friends who had struggled with their project. They had to contribute a whole sum, like large sum of money to be able to achieve that. And I was like, if I was in their shoes, I know I would not be able to cope. But I had a supervisor who already had a project he was working on, so he just brought me into it. So it's more like he already had funds for it, so it was not much of a burden. But for someone like my friends who had to start up their project from the beginning, even in between, having to, after you had agreed that I was going to pay like maybe like 150 at that time, and now they are saying, oh, you have to contribute that 50k extra. So that was like a lot of burden and the timing. So I would say that for people that right now we are in a state where we can't really remove these things completely and all, but if you don't have enough funds to do your project, I think few people could gather together and work on something together. And even if gathering together is still very expensive, you could do what you can do and learn from your friend's project. Like my brother in his time could not afford his project, but what he did was he tagged along with his colleagues who had a good project to do and they could finance it. So he worked with them and learned from their own project, which was similar because he studied math. So he learned from that and did what he could afford for his own project. Because the real experience really comes around being in the industry, being in a physical place where you can learn. So internship works. So if you are not able to have that opportunity where you could finance your project well, then maybe you could look into interning somewhere once you're done with school. Like that's what I did. When I was done with school, I didn't stay at home to rest. I started going to a place to learn, like intern for free. Don't worry, don't pay me, I'm here, just use me. Like I want to learn and all. So because I knew what I was looking for. I knew the experience I was looking for. So if you are really about the experience, financial limitation should not be much of a big deal. And I'm sure you can also speak to your supervisor that this is me. I think that was one thing we had then. Students will not really come out and explain to their supervisor that I don't have this money, sir. Like this is my situation. Please, like I don't have it. I am struggling. So most times they just rather avoid because they don't want any issue. And sometimes our lecturers are not all that, but you can talk to them, say, I can't afford this, I can't afford that. And I think things are evolving. So I want to believe school world is evolving better than when I was in school. So
wonderful. That's a really good point and great advice for those that want to start their projects. And you talked mostly on focusing on the experience and the skills you can gather and trying to work around your budgets to gain those skills. Earlier you mentioned something about a mentor. So I want to ask, like, how you found that mentor and how that mentor made an impact in your studies, in your life science journey.
Thank you. So regarding mentorship, I didn't know anything about mentorship when I was in school. So it's very okay to not know. I think my mentor was my mentor for a while until that moment I met him. So can you be my mentor? And he was like, what have I been doing all along? I don't understand. So it's very fine. I didn't know about mentorship because like I said, I was still struggling with the course, not like I was sure, and I didn't start with good grades. So that was another limitation too. So I didn't have good grades when I was in school. My first year I was sick. I was always going in and out of the hospital. I think year 2, I even slumped on the road when I was going out one day. So my mom was like, it's like you start sitting down at home. But I knew that sitting down at home was not going to make me grow in what I really want to achieve. I love science. So I started saying that it was not really about studying medicine, but I love the world of science on its own. So I found someone that piqued interest in me. I was like, when he hears me speak, he's like, you're really smart. I've seen you quite a number of times. I had a lecturer that just felt, I've seen you quite a number of times. I've heard you speak. I've heard everything about you. Don't be discouraged by your grades. Just keep going. But if I was someone that was not willing or open to learning, I could have just ditched this word like, oh, what you said did not matter. I wanted to even start all over, like take jump again and start again since my grades, because I started with in year 1 with 1.0. Yes, so 1.0 CGPA out of 5. Yes, so I wanted to quit, but I saw that I really love science. What can I do? So he advised me and said, still continue, read hard, work hard, and that was what helped me, and I started working hard. So coincidentally, he became my supervisor in year 4. I cried. I cried when he was a supervisor because I wanted food biochemistry. I never wanted molecular biology. So I really cried that, why is this happening to me? Just let me stick to food. I wanted to just explore for IT, not like I was interested in doing that in my final year. But when he came and started discussing oncology with me, and I was like, we have never dealt with molecular biology, it's now oncology. So I was like, okay, but I was just open to learning. So that's how people find mentors. Be open to learning. Be open, like there are lecturers in your department that are for you. Not everybody in your department is for you, but there are lecturers that are for you. There are lecturers that love students. They are really passionate about, finding solutions for what students can be, how they can improve. So be open to learning. Get close to some of your lecturers. You definitely find your mentor in the whole department. You always find your mentor. Your mentor can even be outside your department, but you always find that one person that really loves something about you, and that's how you enter. I had someone that I really wanted to be my mentor, but even in my MSc I tried to be close, but she's not still someone I'm close to. But just be open to learning, and the right mentor will come around you. And when your mentor says something, just straight away listen to it, even though it doesn't sit well with you. Now I'm bragging to be a molecular biologist, but back then I was like, sir, it's like you don't get it. I'm not smart enough for that. But it made me see who I am, made me see that I should not be discouraged by my grades.
From something you said is having a mentor that sees your potential. I mean, then you were just like, oh, you wanted to do food, and then he was like, this girl has something, and I mean, at the time, as you said, you were thinking that, oh, you're not smart enough to do molecular biology, but you already had it in you. So this is to say to all of our audiences, if you're in life science or whatever, you can do it if you have an idea, if you have something you want to work on or you find interesting. I'm sure there's space for you in the industry. Just before we go, I want to talk about what you do now, because we've been talking about your your study journey as an undergrad and all. So what do you do now? What does your day-to-day look like? Give us the tea.
Okay, yes. So what I do now, I work as a technical sales specialist. So I provide solutions for people in life science, basically. So my day-to-day is providing quotations, providing proposals, talking to people who want to set up their labs. And like I said, so that's actually where the money is. But before I got to this point, I had to learn or gain experience around molecular biology techniques. So I'm very vast on most molecular biology techniques, from polymerase chain reaction to sequencing to everything, even ELISA to I worked on a kit, like developing a kit. So I have a wide range of experience around all that. So that's what I was able to translate to being a sales specialist, because you can't really pitch to people what you don't know. You can't sell what you don't know. Like, we need people in the science world who know so much about science and can, pitch to other people the beauty of science. So that's where a technical sales specialist bridges the gap right now. So that's my day-to-day is work. And so I like talking, so I like going to customer sites and,
That's beautiful. For those of us who dread being in the lab every day, I think there is more than enough space for you in the industry. Just before you go, we have some questions, some like icebreaker questions for you. So we want you to give us 2 truths and a lie about life science. So our audience will be the ones in the comment section to detect the lie. So 2 truths and a lie about life science.
Okay. What are the truths? What are the lie? Okay. Life science is hard. Life science is boring. 2. And there's no money in life science.
It's a hard one.
Actually, that's a very hard one. Do you already have any question for our guests before we call it a close today?
Well, when you talked about your project and everything that you went through, I'm sure there must have been like some exciting things. Did you like find some new knowledge and exciting things in this journey?
Yes, I did. Research is all about finding out something. So if your research does not seek to bridge a knowledge gap, then there's really no point doing it. It's not about doing research to just get papers. And I think that's one thing that most people do. Just let me just work so that I can publish. And that's not what research is about. It's about finding something. So my first project, my MSc and BSc project, where I was able to make some discoveries around some things, even though I'm still working on publishing, but I was able to bridge the gap between prostate cancer. My 2 projects were on cancer, basically. So I've talked on cancer twice. I don't know what my PhD is going to be like, but right now I've worked on cancer research. So
beautiful women in life science. Thanks, you guys. We've had such a lovely time. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm sure that a young girl or a young guy in life science listening to this show, whether on Instagram, on YouTube, wherever you're watching, you're encouraged, you're inspired to not give up, because your grades cannot many times not par with your interests or like how passionate you are about life science. And we have finally come to a close. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned. This will not be the last. You will see more of us. Thank you so much for joining us on this show. Great. So we have the famous hygiene t-shirts. So it's going to be a tradition, I believe, that we're going to have our guests sign on hygiene shirts when they come on the show. So Marcus,
yes, this is the honorable. This is the honorable. How would I say it? Okay. Alright.
Thank you very much. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you on the next episode.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.